What's up guys, it's VG Punk and it's been a while since you've seen this face on the screen, so welcome back my dog avatar. The only reason I'm showing him again is because I'm trying something new with content wise, so I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe and comment on the next archetype that you want me to cover. But with that being said, let's go to one of my favorite archetype in this game, and that's the Nightmare Doll. The Nightmare Doll archetypes is a group of units from the clan of Pale Moon. These mechanical dolls are all workeroids with an exception of one elf. They're all female based in appearance. They wear Victorian frilly dresses and named in olden time female names. And they all possessed by a soul that caused them to have a will of their own. In the TCG, their playstyle used to just be generic Pale Moon support that bring out units from the soul. However, with the release of G-Booster Moonlight Dragonfang, the Nightmare Dolls finally have their own deck. The deck focuses on the iconic Nightmare Doll Alice, and the central strategy of the deck is to set up a semi-loops of attack from Alice with the help of Nightmare Doll Catherine and Nightmare Doll Ginny. Some of the cards that further support this winning image is Nightmare Doll of the Abyss Beatrix and Nightmare Doll Leslie. The reason why Nightmare Doll Alice is the most iconic card from the Nightmare Doll archetype is because it is the first Nightmare Doll card that is introduced in BTO3 Demonic Lord Invasion. As mentioned earlier, their next support is in GBT05 Moonlight Dragonfang, where we get introduced to Nightmare Doll Catherine. Later on, Fighter Collection 2015 Winter, GBT08 Absolute Judgment, and G Character Booster 3 Rummy Labyrinth Under the Moonlight gave this archetype even more support to stabilize the deck as well as improve on that combo. Moving on to the units of this archetype, the Great Zero are Nightmare Doll Dory, which is the heal trigger of the deck, Nightmare Doll Mirabelle and Wendy, which are the two critical trigger, Nightmare Doll Sydney, the only draw trigger, and the two possible starter of the Nightmare Doll deck, Natalie and Pamela. For the Great One, we have Nightmare Doll Clarice, Juliet, Leslie, and Liza. And later on during the V format, we get Abigail, Beverly, Edith, Marion, and Tosca. The Great Two of this archetype is Gerda, Ginny, and the only non-workeroi of this archetype is Brenda. And in the V format, we further get Eileen and Rhonda. Now, the Great Three of this archetype is Alice, Amy, Carol, and Chelsea. And in the V format, we have a retrain of Alice, Carol, and Chelsea. And finally, the only two Great Four of the Nightmare Doll archetype is Nightmare Doll of the Abyss Beatrix and Nightmare Doll of the Abyss Eleanor. In the anime, Asuka Narumi is the only one that have ever used the Nightmare Doll archetype. Before the G format, she only used Nightmare Doll as the generic Pale Moon support. However, during the team battle versus Team Tri-3, she used the entire Nightmare Doll deck based on the Alice combo. A fun fact about the anime character Morikawa is that he is scared of the Nightmare Doll, especially Alice, as shown in the episode that Alice first appeared in. Here are some quick lords about some of the unit. Pamela is one of the newest doll made, and her specialty is in on how intricate her hands are made. While Pamela hands are the most mobile of all Nightmare Doll, it takes a lot of complex manipulation in order to control the movement correctly. Brenda is the only non-workeroi of this archetype, and she can single-handedly control all of the Nightmare Doll. After joining the Pale Moon Circus, she learned her magic from a mysterious individual that has passed away, leaving her the only one that can use his forbidden magic. While she rarely fights, Alice possessed superhuman strength as well as the ability to put people to sleep in what's called an endless nightmare, implanted in her by some poor sap. Unlike other dolls, Catherine is possessed by the thoughts of a water spirit, which gave her the ability to control water. While popular for her hydrokinesis, Catherine loved to play pranks on people when Brenda is not looking. What makes Chelsea special is the Hell's Basket she carried. It can store mana, which can create liquid creature, and Chelsea used that as her main combat ability. With its reliance on the basket, Chelsea is actually smaller than most Nightmare Dolls. The soul of a young psychic girl was trapped in the Beatrix doll, and her resentment grew alongside her power. Brenda has to seal away this doll in the Abyss prison in order to buy herself some time to seek a way to control it. Over the century, witnesses of Beatrix were recorded, so it must mean she's slowly gaining enough power to escape from her prison. Alrighty, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed learning about my favorite archetype. Alice is actually the first high rarity card that I own, so she holds a special place in my heart. It's surprising to me because as somebody who is scared shitless of Chucky, some reason the Nightmare Doll deck is my favorite of all the decks in the Cardfight Vanguard franchise. I am glad to see that they get some kind of representation in the overdress era in the form of Dire Doll. Hopefully in the future, we get a ride line that's based on the Dire Doll. And of course, I will get that deck for sure and will do many video content about that deck. Let me know what archetype you would like to see covered next. Hopefully, it is a not so well-known archetype, so I better not see some bluish flame down in a comment. Perhaps I will do the machining archetype next, since I do like that archetype right after Nightmare Doll. Remember to take care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you real soon, my love.